Kumusta kayo mga kaibigan ko, kababayan ko dito po sa Malaysia, particularly dito sa Sabah, saka dyan po sa Pilipinas or mga Filipinos, overseas Filipino workers sa ibang-ibang nasyon po, no? Kumusta kayo po? Today is February 18 na and it is Tuesday. And today, mayroon na naman tayo mga topics natin sa programa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And this time around, let's talk about itong kanta po, I started a joke that makes the whole world laughing. That makes the whole world laughing. Ito po ang hot issue po sa Pilipinas. When we talk about ang political activities, election activities dyan sa Pilipinas, dahil po ang Pilipinas very soon, sa May 12, we are going back sa mga polling centers to elect our political servants, public servants po, elected public servants sa May 12 ito po. And nag-umpisa na ang kampanya dyan sa Pilipinas last February 11 for the senatorial candidates, and nakita natin po na bagbakan na sila dyan po, no? Some party are going on the attack mode while the others are using itong issue-based campaign strategy. Hindi lang po ang grupo ni President Bongbong Marcos, ang slate niya, ang alyansa para sa bagong Pilipinas pa yata yun. And of course, mayroon din tayo ang grupo ni former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And yun na po ang PDP Laban. Ang PDP Laban. Ang grupo ni Marcos, mayroon silang complete 12 senatorial candidates, while ang grupo ang PDP Laban, mayroon lang po sila 8 aspirants to be a senator, no? To be a senator sa May 12. And maski yun lang po, ang 12 at saka 8, may issue din po, no? Some people are picking up this issue. Sabi nila na nahirapan daw ang grupo, ang PDP Laban, to complete ang 12 vacancies. No? Vacancies. Others were saying, okay, ang alyansa, okay na okay kasi credible, saka sabihin natin, with caliber ang mga kandidato ng alyansa spearheaded by Bongbong Marcos Jr. Yan pa ang issue. But the most recent issue na nagiging viral po sa social media, is itong joke ni Duterte during the opening or launching of the proclamation rally ng PDP Laban, wherein si Digong mentioned something about he cracked a joke about para wala natin problema, tayo, siguro patayin natin yung 15 senators para makalusot tayo lahat. So obviously, nakita natin po na it was a joke. And even senators, yung concern talaga, no? Because they mentioned about he mentioned about senators killing 15 senators. Although very obvious yun po, let me make it very clear, very obvious na it was a joke. But some people, congressmen at saka men in uniform, they took it seriously po, no? Although they are not directly involved sa joke ni President or former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, because Rodrigo Roa Duterte was making a joke, and ang subject niya ang senators, no? Ang senators. So, can we not take it as a joke, or we have to make it an issue for reasons only known to them, no? Only known to them. Okay, but anyway, I am mentioning this thing now because I want to read to you itong sa mainstream media ang news article po, wherein they are touching on this I started a joke that makes the whole world laughing by sabihin natin Digong ni former president Rodrigo Roa Duterte, FPRRD. So, let me read you this news article, and then let's give a little comments po. Kung you want to comment also, feel free po, no? And just to remind you, or just to inform you, later on po, during itong Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico, I will be sharing you some video clippings po, which I recorded, especially touching on the political scenario, or political or campaign scenario po dyan sa Pilipinas. So, stay tuned lang kayo po, no? Stay tuned with this program, and let's be together until the end of this episode po, para at least you will be able to be informed on the latest updates regarding ang scenario or political scenario dyan sa Pilipinas. Okay, to start with, umpisa na tayo po. Umpisa na tayo. Days after saying at a campaign rally that the 15 incumbent senators may be killed, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte is facing charges of sedition and unlawful utterances filed by the Philippine National Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. Detection Group po. PNP CIDG Chief Major General Nicolas Torre III said Duterte's remark should not be taken lightly. Yun po, no? You still remember kung sino ito, si Police Major General Nicolas Torre III. Siya yan po na punta sa Davao and arrested. Arrested ba yan? The word arrested? Or look for Pastor Quiboloy po, and nagiging controversial issue talaga yun ang police operation dyan po sa Davao. Now, in filing the complaint with the Department of Justice, Torres said the PNP CIDG is undertaking a case build-up daw sila po against Duterte as required under the DOJ, Department of Justice Department Circular 20 that institutionalizes the policy on proactive involvement of prosecutors in such a procedure. On the other hand, mga kaibigan, the National Bureau of Investigation, si Director Jaime Santiago, sees no need to investigate Duterte. Nakikita po ang NBI, hindi na kailangan mag-investigate po itong statement ni former President Roa Duterte, saying that the remarks given during the election campaign were just political propaganda lang po and rhetoric. Alam niyo po, si former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, o si Digong, as fondly called by many Filipinos, na ang style niya po, no, since 2016 sa campaign period na po, no, he is down-to-earth speaker. Down-to-earth speaker yan po. And during his speech, talaga po, he makes jokes. Pero ang jokes niya po, may tama po, no? Down-to-earth siya, ang jokes niya, may sabihin natin, may tama yun po. May mga puntos po ang mga jokes niya. So, ang mga Pilipinos, when they hear itong speech ni Digong, that is the reason why, if you notice, karamihan, every time si Digong will come out sa publiko, or even dyan na lang po, or sa TV lang po, ang dami po will watch his speech or speeches. No? Kagaya itong rally, we compare lang, February 11, proclamation rally ng Marcos team at saka ang Duterte. Now, it was reported that ilan lang yon ang views ng Marcos, no? Few thousands lang yan po, no? And ang Digong is 1 million plus viewers. So, ibig sabihin po na a lot of people would like to see or hear ang speech ni Digong. Dahil he is a very practical, down to earth when he talk, and may mga puntos po. And at the same time, na-enjoy din ang mga viewers ang mga audiences, no? They also enjoyed ang may humor ba si Digong whenever he talks, no? Nagmix siya with the humor. And that's it, with jokes, no? With jokes, pero may tama yon po. May tama yon, ha? May puntos ba, no? Sa topic niya. So let's continue itong news. The NBI chief who previously filed a complaint for grave threats and inciting to sedition against Duterte's daughter, si Vice President Sara Duterte, argued that the former president's statement should be understood in the context of political discourse. Torre, however, noted, it is already the bagong Pilipinas, and those kinds of statements should be prohibited. And the following morning, he would just say that it was a joke. Major Police General, ano ka ba? Sa politika ka ba or ano? Ha? Non-partisan ka po. And sino po? Sino? Nag-utos sa'yo po. Although he's claiming as a Filipino citizen, he has the right to file a complaint sa DOJ o kung saan po, no? Regarding ang statement ni Digong. But how do I look at some people look at it at, when you file a case, ready ka rin financially po, no? Because you have to hire lawyers, blah 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 blah, and it involves money. Some people were saying, critics ni Torre, saying, mayroon talaga yun nag-utos sa kanya po. Nag-utos sa kanya. Sino yon hindi natin alam. Pero may pera yon yung nag-utos sa kanya to file ang complaint. Diyan sa DOJ. Kasi hindi biro po. No? To file a case against somebody, you must have a lawyer. Kung sino yan po, we don't know. Kayo na lang. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay? Let's continue. This is the reason why our country was in a mess for 6 years. In a mess ba tayo po? For 6 years during the time of Duterte. In fact, maraming improvements po. No? Maraming improvements. Up to now, we are still a mess because of all the killings. If they will be taken for their word, then they will say that it was a joke only, or their latest excuse that he is only expressing legal opinion. That is already too much, sabi ni Torre. O ganun ba yun? Torre, Mr. Torre, or General Torre. While no sitting senator and senatorial candidates has filed a complaint against Duterte, remember po, no? The joke involves ang mga senator, pero none of the senators complain. In fact, opposite po, contrary po, no? I will show you later on ang mga recorded clippings natin ng some of the senators regarding this issue. Torres said that he, as a Filipino and as a police officer, opted to take the initiative to take legal action. Uy! Saludo ako sa iyo, Police General La Torre, no? Okay, for some, this may be viewed as a small issue, sabi ni Torre. But it is being uttered by a former president, and it is not far-fetched that it will be taken seriously by his blind supporters, because this has happened before. He said that drug users should be killed, and so many were killed that we no longer know where the vigilante is coming from. The fact remains there were several people who died because he encouraged it during his term as a president. Ibig sabihin si Duterte. Po, General Torre, he was fighting against drug during that time. And when you fight against drug, you must know how to, kagaya sabi ni Ben Tulfo, when you talk to the criminals, talk to them in their own dialect para they will understand. And in fact, during that time, si Duterte, before pushing itong war on drugs niya, he already warned ang mga drug addicts ang mga individuals involved in illegal drugs distribution. Ang mga drug lords. Hinto na kayo dyan dahil I am serious. I'm serious in my war against drug. And it will be bloody. He already warned. No? I don't know if si Police General Torre still remember ang mga warnings ni Digong. And sabi pa ni Torre, I did this as a patriotic Filipino and as a member of the law enforcement. We should implement the law. It is very clear to us that the law is being violated. So we deem it necessary to file the case against or under the guidance of the Chief PNP, he said. Okay? Pero po, sabi na ni NBI Director, si Attorney Jaime Santiago, sabi niya, it's only rhetoric. Hindi na kailangan ang investigation. Okay, after the case build-up, the complaint will go through preliminary investigation. Duterte would be given a copy of the complaint so he can review it and file his counter-affidavit. Kung natuloy yun po. Kung ang NBI will do the investigation. But so far, based on the statement of NBI boss, si Attorney Jaime Santiago, sabi niya, no need po, it's only rhetoric. It's only rhetoric. Reacting to Torres' filing of the complaint, Duterte's former chief legal counsel, Salvador Panelo, said, it is foolish. It is a foolish filing a case. The administration should be happy because his statement shows that he is acknowledging the administration has a strong lineup of senator candidates, Panelo said. The NBI chief, however, noted that the former president made similar remarks during his term. During the past administration, when President Duterte was in power, there were always statements like, if you corrupt the youth, I will kill you. So words from the president were widely accepted by the public, sabi ni Santiago. But now, time has changed. Maybe those types of remarks full of violence are no longer suitable. Now we need peace, he admitted. But while the NBI chief appeared to be dismissive of the issue, Duterte's declaration of wanting to have 50 senators killed was made at the PDP Laban Proclamation Rally in San Juan on February 13. Various groups would later call on the NBI to launch a probe, just as it had done on Vice President Sara Duterte for her threat on live video to kill President Marcos, First Lady Liza Marcos, and Speaker Martin Romualdez. The NBI last week filed grave threats and inciting to sedition charges with the DOJ against the Vice President. In dismissing the calls for the NBI probe on Duterte, Santiago noted that none of the senators had the signified intention to sue the former president. None po, wala po, zero po. The senators, however, whoever they are, should be the ones to complain if they believe they are being threatened with death, sabi ni Santiago. Dapat ang mga senador, hindi ito si Torre. Torre. At the PDP Laban Rally, Duterte said, now there are too many of them. What should we do? Let's just kill the senators now to create vacancies. We kill 15 senators. We all get it in. Tapos, after he cracked the joke, then mga audience, tawang-tawa na sila, no? They laugh. So obviously, it was a joke. Now, let's go on the other side. Sa Department of Justice. Yesterday po, si Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla said it is up to the NBI to investigate Duterte. motu proprio. The NBI can look at that. Romulia said, we are used to language of the former president. We do not jump at everything he says, sabi ni Romulia. But if the senators themselves complain, then we have a reason to act on the matter because they are the ones endangered by that kind of statement. Sabi ni Romulia, Justice Secretary Romulia po. So the way we look at it, no? Ako personally, I'm looking at it, itong issue po, parang hindi ito matuloy po, no? Ang kaso. But anyway, let's see. Nandiyan na ang complaint. Narinig na natin po na ang NBI at saka DOJ were saying it's rhetoric. Ganun talaga ang style ni, sabihin natin ni Digong. And even senators, they did not raise complaint against the statement or a joke of Digong, and they accepted na it was a joke, ang mga senador, no? Some senators were saying, hop, wala akong panahon dyan sa issue na yan, concentrate ko na lang dito po sa kampanya ko po, no? So, yun po ang issue. So, I don't know why ito si Police General Nicolas Torre III, insisted and trying to be hero. I'm sorry po for using this word, trying to be hero po, no? And sino nag-utos sa kanya, we don't know. It's up to you lang po to think. Kung mayroon no o wala, we don't know. I don't know. Anyway, sige, tuloy natin po ang topic natin, and this time around po, first thing first, para klaro tayo po, no? Let us once again listen to the joke of Digong. Ang joke ni Digong po. Ang joke ni Digong. Saan na yung joke ni Digong? Saan na yun? Ang joke ni Digong. 105. Let's listen. Joke ba ito o hindi? Kayo bahala po. But for me, I believe it was a joke. Let's listen to this. Hold on. Hold on, nandito po. Joke ba ito or serious?
Ngayon, marami kasi sila. Ano dapat ang gawin natin? Hindi, patayin natin yung mga senador ngayon para mapakante. Magkapatay tayo ng mga 15 na senador, pasok na tayo lahat. Pero kawawa naman. Pero nakakainis kasi yung hindi naman lahat. Pero sabi nga, talking of opportunities, the only way to do it is to pasabugin na lang natin yung ano. Bakit yung ibang...
Yan po. Yan ang joke ni Duterte. Okay, from Duterte, para klaro, mas disente, punta tayo ang statement ni Police Major General Nicolas Torre. Nicolas Torre III. Kano yun? 117. Ang cue natin is 117. Okay, let's listen. Ang hero natin ngayon. Let's listen to this. Ang so-called hero.
Submitted for DC-20, the case of Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Okay.
Sa kanyang mga statements dun sa last rally. So we already submitted it for unlawful utterances at saka inciting to sedition. So nandun na rin sa docket niyan at for case build-up na rin yung reklamo natin kay former President Duterte.
Specific statement po that he made.
Gusto niyang patayin ng 15 senador na gusto niyang bombahin. So ayan, nakafile na sa DC-20 for case build-up na ang kaso na yan.
Ang sabi ko, kahit si Justice Secretary Revilla kanina, medyo iba naman daw po talaga yung language ni former President Duterte.
Alam niyo, bagong Pilipinas na eh. statements na kinaumagahan, joke only na lang. Kaya nagkakagulong, ang gulo-gulo na nga ng pinagdaanan ng bansa natin in the past 6 years. Hanggang ngayon ba naman, dadalhin natin ang gulo na yan, na puro patay-patay na lang. At pagkatapos, if they will be taken on their word, bigla na lang sasabihin na joke only. Or yung latest naman na palusot, he is only expressing a legal opinion. Hindi na po pwede yun. That's already too much.
Okay, yan po. Si Major General, Police Major General Nicolas Torre III. Hindi daw pwede. Bagong Pilipinas na tayo ngayon po. Hindi daw pwede ganyan po. Yun ang opinion niya. Ang opinion ng NBI at saka mga ibang leaders natin, political leaders po, totally different. No? Totally different. So, anyway, let's listen din sa side ng NBI. Side ng NBI din po regarding itong issue, itong complaint ni, sabihin natin, Torre. Sana yon. Let's listen to this. 140, sana yan, Sandali. 140, si Jaime. Hold on lang po. Hold on lang. Nandito yan po. 140. Okay, let's listen to this. Ang comment. Ang statement ni Jaime Santiago. Let's listen.
Remember that
Ito po. NBI boss, Jaime Santiago.
remember that the speech was delivered during political rally, no? Inaano niya proclamation ng kanyang mga kandidato para sa senador. Ano yun alam niyo, in a political speech, ano yan rhetorics. Nung inaano namin yan inaalaw yan ng ating political system na katulad nun, the past administration, noon si President Duterte na laging ganyan, puro patayan, no? Pagka inano nyo ang aking bayan, pagka sinira nyo ang mga kabataan ng bayan, papatayin kita. Yung mga ganun ba salita ni Presidente, during the past administration, binabait yun ng ating mga mamamayan, no? But then, time has changed, no? Ngayon, maaaring yung mga tirada ni Presidente na ganun, puro patayan. Wala na tayo sa atmosphere ng patayan, no? Ngayon kailangan na yung katahimikan, no? Tignan natin ang mamamayan kung mabait pa rin yun na patayan pa rin, no? Pero yun nga, nakikita ko, rhetorics lang yan. Part lang ng kanilang political propaganda. Ganun to.
Rhetoric lang yan. Part lang ng politician ang political propaganda nila po dyan sa campaign period po. Yon ang sabi ni Attorney Jaime Santiago. Siya po ang big boss dyan sa NBI po. No? And mayroon pa rin dito. Isa pa. Regarding ang statement ni Attorney Jaime Santiago about ito si Congressman Adyong also is not happy with his statement. No? He's not happy with the statement. Mayroon si Adyong, Congressman Adyong, and ito si Torre. Now, let's listen to what Attorney Santiago or boss ng NBI has to say. Let's listen to this. Brief lang ito po. At least, may idea lang kayo po. Hold on, Okay, let's listen to this.
15 senador. Hindi natin malaman kung sino doon sa sitting senators o yung bang kakandidato na senators. Tapos, walang galang na kay Congressman Adyong at sa iba pa na congressman natin, nag-i-instigate sila na mag-imbestiga ang NBI. Hindi naman sila yung tinatakot yung mga senador Dapat yung mga senador, kung sino man, silang magreklamo kung alam nila na sila yung tinatakot na ipapapatay. Ganun po
Okay, yun po ang statement. Now, let's go. Next step tayo po. Let's go to the report dyan sa Manila about this issue po. I started a joke and makes the whole world laughing. Ano ba yan? Itong report sa mainstream media regarding ang reaction ng mga senator natin po regarding itong sabihin natin joke ni Digong. Sana yun, ha? Reaction, senator's reaction. Brief lang ito. But anyway, yeah, maganda. Alright. Let's listen to this. Para, at least, klaro, mas decente tayo po. Hold on, ha? Alright. Sana tayo. 45. Hold on. Okay, let's listen to this.
Yung mga presyo ng bilihin.
Okay? Eto po, let's listen to this news report.
Nag-react din ang ilang senador sa pahayag ni former President Rodrigo Duterte na papatay ng nasa 15 senador para sa darating na eleksyon. Para kay Senador Jinggoy Estrada na mapagbiro lang talaga ang dating Pangulo at wala itong issue para sa kanya. Sa palagay naman ni Senator Bong Revilla, bulaklak lang ito ng bibig ni Duterte at ganun lang anya siya magpahayag ng kanyang sarili. Ayon naman kay Senator Risa Ontiveros, ang talagang dapat patayin o bombahin o ibaba ay ang mga presyo ng bilihin. Gayunman sa unang reaksyon ng mambabatas ay isa itong dagdag karahasan na tugon sa mga tao na hirap na sa buhay.
Yan po. Yan po. Okay, before we continue, shoutout muna tayo kay Radin Natividad, who is watching my program this morning. Salamat pagi, salamat patang, salamat malam. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, Radin. Radin Natividad, who is watching my program from Palawan. Yan po sa Pilipinas. From Palawan. Alright, let's continue. Saan tayo po? Let's listen to ang statement ni Senator, outgoing Senator, and aspiring to return back to the Senate, si Senator Ronald or Bato de la Rosa. Hold on po. Listen to this. Okay. Tungkol sa issue pa rin. Hold on.
Sabi ko lang, guys, parang hindi nyo kilala si Paulong Duterte. Hanggang ngayon, matagal na siya presidente, hindi na siya presidente. Hanggang ngayon pa, yung mga biro niya gano'n, may big deal pa rin sa inyo. Kaya handa nyo ang biro, sino magkagong, paano mo patayin ang 15 na senador kung hindi ka nagbibiro? At kung gusto niyang patayin, bakit niya i-anunsyo sa live TV? Diba kung talagang hindi siya patayin? Biro lang yun, klaro, biro. Yun. Huwag niyo paniwalaan yung biro. Biro yung klaro.
But sir, what are your thoughts na si Pangulo tuwing may mga speech siya, may mga ganun niya, una niya lang na-address, sir. Ngayon, sir, kahapon lang, may ganun ulit na ganun. Pasakin, ano nga.
Gusto lang niya magpapatawa at nabubuisit niya yung Pilipino. Gusto lang niya patawahin yung Pilipino. Buisit na sa buhay ang Pilipino, kaya gusto niyang patawanin sa mga ganung klaseng biro. Sa amin, ang biro niyan, nagpapatawa lang yan. Kasi kung totoo bang gustong pumatay ng, buisit bang gagong makapatay ng 15 na senador? Paano mo gawin yan? At kung gusto mong pumatay, bakit mo i-announce dyan sa live TV na patayin? Nagpapatawa ang tao. Nagpapatawa yan. Alam niyo yan. Parang hindi niyo kilala yung tao.
Alright, yun si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Now, from Senator de la Rosa, punta din tayo kay Kiko Pimentel. Kiko Pangilingan. Ito po ang statement niya. Sabi niya sa akin, I will focus na lang po sa kampanya ko po. Itong issue is not something like, although this is not the exact word, no? But ang meaning parang, I don't want to get involved itong klaseng issue po, no? Focus na lang ako sa kampanya ko, so that I will be able to be in as a senator again. Nandito po si
Nakatutok lang
Senator.
kami sa issue ng ating mga kababayan ngayon. Pagkain, mataas na presyo ng bilihin.
lang ito, pakita naman natin na kasama sa eleksyon, hindi itong bangayan per se, kundi yung talagang hinaing ng ating mga kababayan, yung dinadaig. This election is not about politicians per se. Diba? Hindi ito tungkol sa kandidatura namin per se. Ang eleksyon na ito ay tungkol sa taong bayan at daing nila na dapat tukunan ng mga ihahanap nila. Same. I would rather focus on the issues that are closest to the hearts of our people. Dahil yun naman ang hinahanap ng taong bayan. Yung solusyon sa problema ng mataas na bilihin, solusyon sa sapat na hahon, at yung hanap buhay at trabaho magkaroon. Yun dapat ang pinupuntirya natin. Yung iba, palagay ko, siyempre, para masadyaryo, pero let's focus on ano ang daing ng taong bayan at ano ang mga solusyon na pwede nating ipabot sa kanila para sila'y mamili ng karapat-dapat.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Si Kiko po, Senator Kiko po, no? Also, said na focus lang siya sa kampanya niya po. Ano ba ito? Ultrarances, unlawful ultrarances and citing sedition, no? Ano ba ito? Ano ba ang mga penalties po? Penalties? And ano ba ito? Now, I will share with you itong media report dyan sa Pilipinas touching about the violations po as claimed by Police Major General Torre III. Andito po. Let's listen to this. Sandali. Let's listen to this. Saan na ito? 133. Okay? 133. Ito po. Let's listen to this report. Para this, may idea kayo po.
Na pinagbabawalan ng batas. Nagsampa ng reklamo si Torre laban sa dating Pangulo, inciting to sedition at unlawful utterances. Sa Article 154 ng Revised Penal Code, ito po ang tatawag na unlawful utterances. Ang pagburi o pag-justify ng isang bagay na pinagbabawalan ng batas, ang paghihikayat ng disobedience sa batas at sa mga otoridad, ang paglabas po ng false news na maaaring magdulot ng gulo o ng panganib. So medyo malawak po siya. At ang parusa sa kanya, ito lamang, ay 6 na buwang pagkakulong at hanggang 1,000 pisong multa. Pero ito po ang mas mabigat, ang lalong mas malawak na inciting to sedition. Isa po sa mga paboritong kaso o ikaso ng gobyerno laban sa kanyang mga kritiko. Sa Article 142 ng Revised Penal Code, ito po ang pag-uudyok sa mga tao na gumawa ng sedisyon. Ang sedisyon naman ay ang magulong pag-aaklas para pilitin o takutin ng mga otoridad at pigilan ang pagpapatupad ng batas. Maaaring itong an act of hate or revenge on a public officer or employee. Ang parusa po dito ay prisyon correctional o hanggang 6 na taong pagkakabilanggo at multa na hanggang 2,000 piso. Pero siyempre, ang malaking tanong, kung seseryosohin din ba ito ng mga piskal sa DOJ o ituturing lamang na isang malaking patawa?
Alright, yun po. At least now we know what are the penalties ng violation of this claim ni Police Major General Torre III. Okay, I received some messages kahapon po. Sabi na, Sir, pwede ba, we want to hear something about mga kandidato sa kampanya nila po, no? Especially ang idol nila, ang idol nila dito sa Sabah din po, si Manny Pacquiao. Kumusta na daw si Manny Pacquiao sa kampanya niya po. Nandito po, I will share with you itong sabihin natin video clip na I managed to record na lumabas din po ito sa mainstream media po, no? Dyan sa Pilipinas. And I will share this to all of you. Saglit lang ito po. But anyway, since may request tayo po, I have to give in sa request po ng viewers natin. Ito po, you listen to this.
Lilipas din tayo at iba na rin
Hold on, ha? Nandito po, si Manny Pacquiao.
Ang mga Marcos, billion, trillion ang korupsyon. Tapos inubuto natin. Talagang ang talino natin. Di ba?
A few moments later.
Lagi nating sinisisi ang pamilya Marcos pagdating sa korupsyon. Hindi ba natin nakikita na sa panahon ng Marcos, ang bansa natin number 1 sa ekonomiya? May kurapang bansa na number 1 sa ekonomiya. At the end of the day, mga kababayan ko, kahit ano man kalaki ng pera mo, kahit ano pa kalawak ng lupain mo, kahit ano karami kayaman mo dito sa lupain, sa lupain, sa atong mundo, pag tayo'y namatay, lilipas din tayo at iba na rin nagmamay-ari niyan. Yan po ang reality. Yan po ang reality. Na pag tayo'y nawala na, lilipas din tayo at iba na rin nagmamay-ari na hindi na tayo nagmamay-ari niyan. Maraming salamat po. Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako.
Alright, yun po, si Manny Pacquiao, Senator, former Senator Manny Pacquiao, and he wants to return back dyan sa Senado. Alright, isang kandidato po, a lawyer, and famous na po ngayon. He is talking about ang treatment ng mainstream media dyan sa Manila regarding ang political issues. Ang political issues po. Especially now, na nandito na po tayo, on na tayo ang official campaign period para sa Senate aspirants. And I'm referring to Attorney Vic Rodriguez. Let's listen to this po.
Lagi po nilang yung pagka kayo ay nagsusubaybay sa traditional media, makikita mo yung traditional media bahagi ng distortion, destruction, at deception. Tama po yung naririnig ninyo. Bahagi sila ng distortion, destruction, and deception. Lagi po nilang pinag-uusapan at ibinabalita yung mga maling pahayag at pananalita ng gobyerno ng administrasyon ni Bongbong Marcos. Pero hindi po nila ibinabalita yung karumal-dumal na illegal, immoral, unlawful, unconstitutional, and criminal 2025 budget. Hindi po nila binabalita yung higit na talamak na korupsyon sa ilalim ng Marcos administration. Hindi po nila binibigyan ng pansin at diin yung 60 billion pesos na PhilHealth Fund na kinuha ng Marcos administration. Ganon din o. At marami na po tayong nakakausap na malalaking business organization. Sila'y nababahala dahil hanggang sa ngayon, wala pong paliwanag doon sa tinatawag na 117 billion pesos na pondo naman ng Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation. At hindi rin nabibigyan pansin at hindi binibigyan daan yung 6.352 trillion pesos budget natin ngayon 2025. Tahimik po ang pamahalaan ni Bongbong Marcos at marami pong nagsasabi ay malaking bahagi po ng budget ng pera for this year's 2025 budget na kini-question po natin sa Korte Suprema ay nailabas na ng mga line agencies. Ito po'y nakakabahala sapagkat baka mamaya ay mag-issue nga ng temporary restraining order ng injunction at ideklarang unconstitutional itong 2025 budget na ilabas naman lahat ng pera ng gobyerno. Yung lagi po nating sinasabi, kasabihang Pilipino, aanhin pa ang damo kung patay na ang kabayo. Kaya
Okay, yan po si Attorney Vic Rodriguez. And finally, siguro po, this will be my final, sabihin natin, video clip na I want to share with you today, February 18 po, Tuesday tayo, no? Tuesday, Tuesday tayo po, and hope everything is running smoothly sa mga buhay ninyo po, no? Sa mga buhay ninyo dito sa Malaysia, mga Filipinos, ang mga friends natin, mga Malaysians, and of course, ang mga overseas Filipino sa iba-ibang nation po. And of course, yung mga kapatid natin, mga kababayan ko dyan sa Pilipinas. Hope everything is running smoothly sa inyong today. I wish a fruitful day to all of you. To all of you. Okay, nandito po ang last video clip that I would like to share sa inyong lahat po. Saan na yun? Hold on, ha? Tungkol sa This time around tungkol sa impeachment. Anong latest tungkol sa impeachment? Alright? So, nandito po. Listen to Coco Pimentel statement tungkol sa impeachment. Alright. Nandito po.
Maglabas ng writ of mas makabubuti nang hintayin na lang kung anong magiging desisyon ng Korte Suprema sa petisyon na nananawagan sa kataas-taasang hukuman na maglabas ng writ of mandamus upang utusan ng Senado na agarang mag-convene bilang isang impeachment court. Ito lang ang ibinahaging komento ni Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Coco Pimentel III kasur ng petition na inihain sa korte ni Attorney Catalino Generillo Jr. Tumanggi na itong magbigay ng dagdag na komento kaugnay sa nabanggit na petition. Nauna nang inihag ni Pimentel na may mandato ang Senado na agarang magsagawa ng impeachment trial. Interpretasyon ito sa constitutional provision sa salitang forthwith na nangangahulugan ay dapat agaran. Para kay Pimentel, maaaring maantala ng isang buwan ang isasagawang impeachment trial dahil sa mga prosesong dapat unahin, gaya ng pagbalangkas ng impeachment rules at pre-trial. Ngunit, hindi dapat maantala ng 3 hanggang 5 buwan ang pagsisimula ng impeachment trial. Sa petition ni Attorney Generillo, hiniling nito sa Korte Suprema na atasan ng Senado na agad simula ng impeachment trial kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Una rito ay nihayag ni Senate President Francis T. Escudero na pagkatapos pa ng State of the Nation Address o SONA ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa buwan ng Hulyo masimula ng impeachment trial laban sa pangalawang Pangulo. Sa panig ni Senador Amy Marcos, hindi niya nakikitang urgent na pag-usapan ng impeachment dahil hindi ito agad inaksyonan sa Kamara de Representantes at dinala lamang sa kanila sa Senado sa huling araw ng kanilang sesyon.
Alright, yan po. Ang latest tungkol sa impeachment ni VP Sara po. Let's wait and let's see. So far, what we heard is that after na ang SONA ni Bongbong Marcos, President Bongbong Marcos, mag-start sila ang trial ni VP Sara, impeachment trial ni VP Sara. So, let's see kung may mga updates tungkol sa impeachment. And definitely, I will make sure that itong mga followers ko po dito sa Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico, you will immediately be informed of any developments. So, hanggang dito na lang po sa February 18 episode natin. And I just want to remind po, kung sakali you want, itong mga tao dyan sa Zamboanga, if you want that dagdagan natin ang representante natin dyan sa lower house or sa House of Representatives. So far, ang Zamboanga mayroon tayong 2 congressman. If you want to have another one, the 3rd congressman to represent ang Zamboanga City, I would suggest na seriously consider kayo po, no? Itong SSS, GSIS party list representative, no? Candidate natin po for SSS, GSIS party list, ang native of Zamboanga City, si Rolando Rolly Ledesma Makasait. I personally can say that in terms of qualification ni Rolando Rolly Ledesma Makasait, who is a pure Zamboangueño din po, no? Born, studied in Zamboanga City, and when we talk about his qualification, educational qualification or academic qualification po, sobrang-sobra po. When we talk about his sincerity, to protect the interest and welfare of Zamboanga City and of course the entire Philippines, na okay ito si Rolando Rolly Makasait, no? So I'm not campaigning for him, but I'm just telling my fellow Zamboangueños, mga voters, mga residente, qualified voters dyan sa Zamboanga, honestly speaking, if you really want a leader that really loves and will protect the interests of the people in Zamboanga or mga Zamboangueños, siguro po worthwhile din po to consider seriously ang bigyan natin ang suporta ng kandidatura ni Rolando Rolly Ledesma Makasayid. Ano lang ito po, I'm just sharing you some the things that I know about this person po. And this will be good for Zamboanga. So hanggang dito na lang po, si Nico Fabian. Once again, I would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day-to-day. Sana na po, maski paano, I managed to share with you ang mga vital informations po regarding ang political activities dyan sa Pilipinas. And of course, this program is really meant sa mga Filipino communities dito sa Sabah po. Kasi malayo kayo sa Pilipinas, and through my program, you will be able to know what is happening in the Philippines. Hanggang dito na lang, I would like to say fruitful Tuesday sa inyong lahat, and tuloy natin po ang good performance natin po sa mga trabaho natin dyan sa Pilipinas throughout the week. Tuesday ngayon hanggang sa Friday po. With this, I would like to say, I love you. Mga followers ko po dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, and Pilipinas. God bless us all. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all, and see you tomorrow. Bye.